Hello, everyone. I'm Alex.
And I'm Sarah. Welcome to a very special masterclass on easy English learning.
Today, we are stepping away from grammar rules for a moment to focus on something even more important, your life.
We are going to show you how to live your entire day in English, from the moment you open your eyes until you close them at night.
We call this the mirror method. It's about reflecting your daily actions into fluent English phrases.
Let's start at the very beginning. The sun is up and the alarm clock is ringing. Let's head to the bedroom. Okay, Alex, time to wake up. I know you're tired, but we can't stay in bed all day.
Just a few more minutes, please.
Alex, you have already overslept by 20 minutes. Look at the clock. The early bird catches the worm. If we don't start, we are going to be running late for the whole day.
Running late? No, my body's just charging. I'm still not quite awake.
Well, get out of bed. You are going to have to jump in the shower and then get dressed while I make some breakfast. Do you want your coffee black or with milk?
Black. Strong. Very strong.
I'll have it ready, but seriously, Alex, you need to get moving. Don't make me use my angry mom voice.
Okay, I'm moving. I just need to find my house slippers first. Let's break down the rules of this morning rush so you can mirror it in your own life. Sarah started with a direct instruction. Time to wake up.
This is a fantastic, simple phrase. You can use it with your children, your roommates, or even yourself. It means it's time to begin the process of not being asleep.
And when I complained, she said I had already overslept.
To oversleep is a single verb that means you sleep past your planned or intended time. If you do it on purpose, we call it hitting the snooze button. But if it's an accident, you just say, I overslept.
I like the idiom she used. The early bird catches the worm.
Native speakers love this. It means being proactive and starting early leads to success. It's the perfect phrase to encourage someone who isn't a morning person.
And we also used running late. This is so important.
We use this when we are already in the process of being late for something. You can say, sorry, I'm running late. We need to go, we are running late. It's different from I am late, which means you are already after the scheduled time.
Finally, we have the structural verbs, get out of bed and get moving.
These use get to show movement or a change of state. Get out of bed means leave the physical bed. Get moving means start your activity and speed up your routine.
Try putting these into practice tomorrow morning.
That concludes part 1. In part 2, we're stepping outside into the streets as we navigate the world of public transportation and city life.
We'll see you there.
Alex, wait! The app says the bus is running 5 minutes behind schedule. We might have time to grab a quick snack.
No way, Alex. Those apps aren't always accurate. Look, the digital display shows it's approaching right now. If we leave the stop, we'll definitely miss our connection.
You're right. Here it comes. It's pulling up to the curb. Wow, look at the line of people. It's gonna be a struggle to board.
Just have your contactless card ready. Don't be that person who blocks the entrance searching for their wallet.
They board the bus. It's extremely crowded. They're standing near the middle exit. Ouch! Someone just stepped on my toe. This bus is beyond packed. It's like a sardine can in here.
That's peak hour for you. Everyone is heading into the city. By the way, Alex, you should give up your seat to that elderly lady who just got on. It's common etiquette.
Getting up. Of course. Here you go, ma'am. To Sarah, now I'm just hanging onto the strap for dear life. The driver's taking these corners fast.
Hold tight, we are almost there. We need to get off at the next intersection. I'll press the buzzer to signal the driver.
The bus stops. They struggle to get through the crowd to the door. Excuse me, pardon me, I need to get past. Is anyone getting off here?
Finally, fresh air. Now we just need to cross the street at the pedestrian crossing. Don't jaywalk, Alex. The police are very strict around here.
I see the office building. It's just across the road, next to the coffee shop. Let's take a shortcut through the alley. That was a real journey. Let's analyze the mirror method phrases we use for our daily travel.
We started with running behind schedule. This is a professional way to say something is late. You can use it for buses, trains, or even yourself when you have a meeting.
And what about miss our connection?
A connection is when you have to change from one bus or train to another to reach your destination. If the first one is late, you might miss the second one.
I used the word board.
To board is the formal verb for getting on a bus, plane, or ship. In casual conversation, we say get on, but you will hear now boarding at every airport and station.
Inside the bus, I said it was like a sardine can.
That's a classic English idiom. When a place is so packed that people are pressed against each other, it's like sardines in a tin.
We also mentioned etiquette and giving up a seat.
Etiquette refers to the social rules of behavior. On public transport, it is expected that you offer or give up a seat to the elderly, pregnant women, or people with disabilities.
Finally, on the street, you warned me about jaywalking.
This is an important word in many English-speaking countries. Jaywalking is when you cross the street illegally or in a dangerous place instead of using the pedestrian crossing or crosswalk. In some cities, you can actually get a fine for it.
Ugh, I swear the commute gets longer every day. First things first, I need to clock in and then secure a massive dose of caffeine. My brain isn't officially functional until I've had my first cup.
Morning, Alex. Don't get too comfortable at the coffee machine. Remember, we have that mandatory briefing in 15 minutes. It's a full departmental, all-hands meeting to start the shift.
Ugh, an all-hands meeting on a Monday? Why do they do this to us? I have such a massive backlog of emails and support tickets to clear from the weekend. I was hoping to use the morning to put out some fires on the server side.
Well, the purpose of this meeting is to align on the goals for the new product launch. We need to ensure every department, engineering, marketing, design, is on the same page. It's about creating synergy, not just giving updates.
Synergy, right. Has anyone looped in David from the design team? Last I heard, he was out of the loop on the latest spec changes.
I copied him in on the email thread last night. Hopefully he's up to speed. If not, we'll have to bring him up to speed during the breakout session.
They enter the large modern conference room. A boss-like figure is adjusting a projector. Other colleagues are chatting quietly. Look at the boss, already circling the wagons. This launch is putting a lot of pressure on the upper management.
That's why we need to step up today. We can't afford any slippage on the timeline. After the briefing, I need to touch base with the vendors.
I'm feeling a bit swamped today, Sarah, to be honest. My schedule is completely jam-packed with one-on-ones and server maintenance. I don't know how I'm going to get through everything.
I hear you. It's all about prioritizing and delegating. Try to knock out the smaller tasks quickly. Remember, we need to think outside the box on the user interface issue. Don't just stick to the script.
My box is currently full of broken servers. But okay, I'll try to find time for some blue sky thinking. After the meeting, let's grab a bite. We can catch up on the week's schedule and brainstorm some ideas for David.
Perfect. But first, let's get this show on the road. And Alex, punctuality. Don't be the last one seated.
Wow, that was a corporate vocabulary overload. My head is spinning faster than a broken hard drive. Let's break this down using the mirror method.
The workplace is filled with unique idioms. Let's start with the meeting itself. I said it was a departmental, all-hands meeting. This means everyone in the department is required to attend. It's more serious than a simple briefing, which is just a short info session.
I complained about my backlog.
A backlog is work that has accumulated and is waiting to be finished. If you have a backlog of emails, you are clearing your inbox. If you have a backlog of tasks, you are catching up.
I also said I needed to put out some fires.
This is a very common idiom. It means to solve immediate, urgent problems, often unexpected ones. If you are an IT person, you are putting out fires every day.
Then we had the communication phrases: loop someone in, copy someone in, and being out of the loop.
These all relate to communication flow. Loop someone in, include them in a conversation or project. Copy someone in, mostly email, include their address in the CC line. Out of the loop, being uninformed about a topic or decision.
You used align and being on the same page.
To align means to coordinate or synchronize. Being on the same page means having the same understanding and goals. It's about preventing communication failure.
And then came the idioms for productivity: step up, slippage, swamped, prioritizing, and knock out.
Step up, increase your effort or performance. Slippage, a delay that causes a project to miss its deadline. Swamped, being completely overwhelmed with work. Think of a swamp. Knock out, complete a task quickly and efficiently.
Finally, we mentioned blue sky thinking, think outside the box, and stick to the script.
Think outside the box, create original, non-traditional solutions. Blue sky thinking, open-ended, imaginative brainstorming without limitations. Stick to the script, follow the established plan strictly.
Okay, Alex, the workday is over, but we have a few errands to run before we can finally call it a day. First stop, the bank.
I'm dead on my feet, Sarah. My head is starting to throb. Can't we just do this online?
I wish we could, but I need to verify my identity for this new savings account in person. It's just around the corner. Look, here's the plan. While I fill out the paperwork, you can check if they have any information on interest rates.
Fine, but what do I even ask? Give me money info?
No, you say, I'd like to inquire about your current interest rates for a high-yield account. And remember, they will ask you to provide a form of ID, like your passport or driver's license.
Got it. Inquire, ID, interest rates. Let's get it over with.
They walk toward the pharmacy section of the plaza. You look pale, Alex. That headache is getting worse, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a splitting headache. It feels like a throbbing pain behind my eyes.
We are at the pharmacy now. Look at the shelves. We need to find something over the counter. You don't need a prescription for basic painkillers.
Which one should I get? There are 100 brands here.
Look for ibuprofen or acetaminophen. Just check the dosage on the back of the box. It usually says take 2 tablets with water, and make sure you don't exceed the limit in 24 hours.
Okay, I'll take this one. It says it's extra strength. I'll pay for this at the register and meet you at the supermarket entrance.
We meet at the supermarket entrance. I'm grabbing a shopping cart. Last stop, I promise. We're running low on almost everything at home. We need to restock the essentials.
Okay, the pills are starting to work. What's on the list?
We need fresh produce, grab some ripe bananas and some spinach. Then head to the dairy aisle for milk and Greek yogurt.
The dairy aisle is all the way in the back, right?
Exactly. And while you're there, check if the butter is on sale. Sometimes they have a buy one, get one free deal on Fridays.
I'm on it. I'll also look for a shortcut to the frozen food section so we can get some quick dinner.
Good idea. Let's meet at the self-checkout. It's much faster than waiting in the long lines with a human cashier.
Hopefully the machine doesn't glitch on us today.
Just scan the barcode clearly and we'll be out of here in no time.
My headache is gone and we are finally heading home. But Sarah, we used a lot of specific task language today. Let's break it down for the viewers.
Great idea. When you are doing chores, we call those errands. You don't do errands, you run errands.
In the bank, we talked about interest rates and in person.
In person, this means you physically go to a place instead of using the phone or internet. Interest rates, the percentage of money the bank pays you or you pay them. Fill out is a phrasal verb meaning to complete a form with information.
At the pharmacy, the most important ones were OTC and prescription.
Exactly. Over the counter, OTC, medicine you can buy yourself from the shelf. Prescription, medicine that a doctor must write a note for. Dosage is the specific amount of medicine you should take at one time.
And my favorite place, the supermarket. I learned about the dairy aisle.
Remember the pronunciation. Aisle sounds like aisle. It's the passage between the shelves. And for shopping, running low on when you have very little of something left. Restock to fill up your supplies again. On sale when the price is lower than usual. Glitch, a small temporary problem in a machine or computer system. Deep breaths, Alex. I know this place looks fancy, but the social soul section is all about using the right phrases with confidence. Since we are here to practice the mirror method, let's go over how you should interact with the staff.
Good idea. I was about to just point at the menu and grunt. What's the first thing I should say when the waiter comes over to ask for drinks?
Never say, I want water. That's too blunt. Instead, use a polite request. You should say, could we have a bottle of sparkling water for the table, please? Or even, we'd like to start with some water.
Could we have... Okay, I can do that. And what about the food? I'm torn between the steak and the pasta. Both look incredible.
Torn between. I love that you used that. It's perfect for when you can't decide. If you go for the steak, remember they will ask how you want it cooked. You need to be specific. Rare, medium, or well done.
I'll go with medium. I don't like it too pink in the middle. Oh, look, I think he's coming. Excuse me, could we perhaps start with an appetizer? We'd like the truffle fries, please.
Perfect execution. See, you're a natural. Now, while we wait for the food, this is the time for small talk. You can't just stare at your phone in a social setting.
Right. So I should ask something open-ended, like, how has your week been so far? Or maybe, did you have a chance to check out that new exhibit I told you about?
Exactly. Small talk is the lubricant of social life. Another tip, use excuse me for everything. If you need to get past someone, if you didn't hear what I said, or if you need to catch the waiter's attention again. It's a magic phrase.
It's the Swiss Army knife of English. Wow, this imaginary steak is delicious, but I'm getting stuffed. I don't think I can handle dessert.
Me neither. I'm absolutely full. When you're ready, we need to ask for the bill, but don't just say money. Say, could we have the bill, please?
Got it. And then the big question, how are we paying? Are we splitting it, or should we go Dutch?
In a professional setting, we might split the bill, but since you were so helpful with the errands today, I'll cover it. It's my treat.
No way, Sarah. It's on me tonight. You did all the teaching. That was much better. Just you and me, but I feel like I learned the whole restaurant experience. Let's break down those social soul phrases.
Let's do it. First, the most important rule, polite requests. Could we have? We'd like to. These are much softer and more professional than I want. Use them in any service situation. Hotels, taxis, shops.
I like the food descriptions too. Appetizer, main course, and dessert.
Appetizer, the small dish you eat before the main meal, also called a starter. Mains, or main course, the primary part of your meal. Dessert, the sweet treat at the end.
I also like the food descriptions too. Appetizer, main course, and dessert.
That's vital. If you don't specify, you might get something you can't eat. Rare, very red and cool in the center. Medium, pink and warm in the center. Well done, mostly brown, no pink, very hot throughout.
And the money talk at the end. Split the bill versus go Dutch.
Split the bill usually means dividing the total amount equally between the people. Go Dutch is a very common idiom that means everyone pays exactly for what they ordered. It's on me, or my treat, means I am paying for you. It's a very kind social gesture. We finally made it, Alex. The day is officially over. From the moment you groaned under your blankets this morning until we walked out of that restaurant, you've navigated a full day in English. How do you feel?
Honestly, Sarah, I'm exhausted, but for the first time, it's a good kind of tired. I feel like my brain has been rewired. Usually, after a day like this, I'm searching for words, but now some of those phrases are just sticking.
That is exactly the power of the mirror method. We didn't just study grammar, we mirrored your real life. Think back to the morning. Remember when you overslept?
How could I forget? I was running late, and you told me that the early bird catches the worm. I actually used that phrase in my head when I was rushing to the bus.
And the bus ride, you handled the commute like a pro. Even when it was packed like a sardine can, you remembered to mind the gap and find your connection.
The office was the biggest challenge for me. I was so swamped with that backlog of emails. But using phrases like looping someone in or aligning on goals actually made me feel more confident during that all-hands meeting.
You really stepped up there. And don't forget our afternoon errands. You navigated the bank and the pharmacy without needing a translator. You asked for interest rates and understood the difference between OTC and prescription meds.
And tonight at the restaurant was the cherry on top. Ordering that steak medium, making small talk about our week, and finally settling the bill. It felt natural. It didn't feel like a lesson anymore.
That's the ultimate goal, fluency that feels like second nature. But remember, Alex, consistency is key. You can't just do this once, you have to keep at it every single day.
I know. I'm going to reflect on everything we did today before I go to sleep. I'll probably even dream in English tonight.
Smiling? That's a great sign. As we wrap up this 3-hour masterclass, what's your biggest takeaway for the people watching us?
I'd say don't be afraid to make mistakes. Whether you're stuck in traffic or grabbing a bite, just try to mirror your actions with English words. It turns your whole life into a classroom.
Well said. We've reached a major milestone today. I'm so proud of your progress. Now let's get inside and finally call it a night.
Sounds perfect. Good night, Sarah, and good night to everyone who stayed with us until the very end. We've reached the final deep dive. This part is about how to keep the progress going after the video ends.
Exactly. Let's look at the wrap-up vocabulary we just used. Rewired. A great way to describe how learning a language changes the way your brain works.
Second nature. When you do something so well and so often that you don't even have to think about it.
Consistency. The most important part of language learning. Doing a little bit every day is better than a lot once a month.
I also use the phrase cherry on top.
That's a classic idiom. It means an extra good thing that makes an already good situation even better, like our great dinner after a productive day.
And we talked about a milestone and wrapping up.
Milestone. A significant stage or event in a journey or project. Completing this 3-hour masterclass is a huge milestone for our students.
Wrap up. To finish or conclude something.
Takeaway. The most important piece of information or lesson you learn from an experience.
Finally, we used call it a night.
This is the evening version of call it a day. It means you are finishing your activities and going to sleep or going home.